Bro, I don't know who Darrell Brooks is, but he fake going viral right now. I guess he on a murder trial. I guess that nigga be spazzing. I don't know if he be spazzing or like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know who he is for real. But I heard he bun like 6 people or he killed a few people. And his trial is just, like his court cases just be like his time in court just be corrupt. So let's see top 5 wildest moments in Darrell Brooks murder trial. Day 1. So that means like, damn, all of this happened in the same day. So let's see.
Mr. Brooks, you just interrupted me within a minute of us starting this case here today. I'm asking you to respectfully not interrupt me. That's the second time, so I can go through the list of things that I need to get through this morning.
The trial for Darrell Brooks, the man accused of driving through the Waukesha Christmas parade last year, killing 6 people, begins, and Brooks is representing himself as a sovereign citizen.
My son just drove through that,
I'm
nigga.
Anjanette Levy, and welcome to Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast.
Okay,
Darrell
so that's what
Brooks
happened.
Faces 76 counts in Waukesha County. 6 of those counts are intentional homicide, and we're looking at the top moments of the Brooks trial so far. With opening
Son
statements
look rough as hell, bro. Golly, buzzing. My boy look rough, bro.
beginning Thursday. The day started with Waukesha County Judge Jennifer Doro asking Brooks to put on a suit.
It is your choice, though.
Asking Brooks to put on a suit.
It is your choice, though.
Pay attention to this. Jennifer. Yeah, she alright. I need to go to her court.
Are you willing to go back to your cell and put on your
I'll do anything.
suit?
Whatever you want.
It is my right to do so or to not do so. And at this point, Your Honor,
My son cut
who
his
doesn't
hair.
know that I'm in custody?
Mr.
Who
Brooks,
doesn't know that?
I've had many trials with individuals who were in custody, and when I've talked to the jurors after the conclusion of the case, they had no idea. The whole point of allowing for street clothing is not only to shield jurors from the fact that you are in custody, but also you being in a suit and a tie or other street clothing, I think also lends to the dignity of the proceedings. This is a trial.
She's mad
Again,
pretty.
it is your choice. Are you willing to go back to your cell and be dressed in the street clothes that you previously appeared in?
With all due respect, I do not agree with that assessment whatsoever. There's no possible way that anybody will not know that I am in custody. I think that's a well-known fact because it's reported on every day in the media. It's shown every day on the news where I am, what jail I'm housed in, and that I'm in custody. It's virtually impossible for anybody to not know that I'm in custody.
And joining me to discuss this
Which is a cool point.
Bernarda Villalona. She is a defense attorney and a former prosecutor. Bernarda, welcome to Sidebar. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for
Son's
having me,
fessed
Anjanette.
up.
I don't think I've ever seen a judge in all my years covering court cases have to tell a defendant, we need you to put some clothes on that are appropriate for court. You need to put on a suit. What did you think when this started this morning?
So in 18 years practicing in criminal law as a prosecutor as well as a defense attorney, I have never heard a judge tell a defendant
18
put on
years,
some
goddamn,
clothes,
how old is
because
you?
usually that's the very basic in every trial, in every case where the defendant, the number one they take into account is I want to be professionally dressed so a jury can watch me and be able to judge me fairly because of one, the clothes that I have on. Remember, first appearances are the most important.
Let's take a look at another clip where the judge obviously got frustrated with Brooks.
More interruptions.
I
We'll
have
be
shock-
off the record while we
shocks
do
on my
that.
ankle.
Thank you,
I don't
everyone.
agree to a stop. Well, I move for a motion to dismiss for being under duress and being coerced into a contract that I did not consent or agree to. I did not. I have a right to be present for trial.
Now, Bernarda, what is your take on how the judge is handling this thus far? This is something that we don't see very often. Someone saying, I'm going to represent myself, I'm a sovereign citizen, and his behavior is just kind of beyond the pale.
So, what makes this case stand out from a lot of other cases, I have seen defendants represent themselves even in homicide cases in New York. However, in those
Damn.
cases, the judge always gives standby counsel to be present during the entire trial to be able to assist the defendant. But in this case, as you can see, there is no standby counsel because that's not applicable in the state of Wisconsin. So, this is a huge issue in terms of the defendant's behavior and also how he's going to represent himself because he is totally
he's
on his own.
disrespectful.
Now, let's
He's
take a look
disrespectful.
as Brooks returned to the courtroom without a shirt.
All right, we are back on the record. Appearances are as they were before. I need to make a record that at 8:42 a.m. this court ordered Mr. Brooks be removed from the courtroom due to repeated interruptions and disruption with the court. This, of course, comes on the recent history with Mr. Brooks. On every day that we have been in court since Monday, he has shown a complete and utter disrespect for the simple rules of civility. He has been removed from the courtroom multiple times. This morning alone, he started interrupting this court within a minute of the court calling the case. I should also make a record at the moment he is muted because of the way that he was removed from the courtroom and his conduct since. I have been given just a bit of information about it. I will advise everyone that I have required.
My son took
that the
his
Sheriff's
shirt off.
Department,
Nah, this
file a
nigga's
written
wildin'.
report with the court.
This
regarding
nigga's
Mr. Brooks'
wildin'.
conduct. I'm told
Oh,
that,
shit.
he would not sit down while in this courtroom in
Awful
order to
geese.
have the shackles removed so that he could be taken to the other courtroom, that he was resisting, that at one point he took off a shoe and it appeared to the deputies that he was going to throw the shoe.
So, Bernarda, in that clip, she's discussing how Brooks had to be removed from the courtroom. Your take?
All right, this Brooks nigga's wildin'.
She was right.
This Brooks nigga's a bug out.
On the record, obviously I personally haven't listened to the jail phone calls that you referenced, but I do take your statements as an officer of the court. I look forward to further reviewing them, if need be, changing any conclusions that I've reached here today, and I would require you to file that exhibit so that that can be part of the record as well. I would also add to what you have just stated. This court has read through not one, not two, not three, but 4 evaluations related to the special plea that was withdrawn. And those are very
Bro, what are they
and
talking
every
about?
single one
I
of
thought he was gonna be bugging.
Being shown, but this is what Judge Darrell had to say about the prosecutors requesting that the victims in this case
you have a position on the state's request in their motion for reconsideration.
It's supposed to be public. This is a public trial.
Bernarda, I think it would have been rare, and I worked in Wisconsin for many years, covered many
Yeah.
trials up there.
My son is just argumentative, bro. If those was the wildest moments, that means ain't shit really happened, bro.
Once again, you're doing this tactic.
Because
to try to
it's not a
go
tactic.
off
It's
of what we're
facts.
talking
It's
about
facts.
to some other reason.
It's facts.
to
Because
some
I
other
find it hard to believe.
See if this is more intense with it, like, you know what I'm trying to say? It seemed like this is more intense. Oh, it's Reggie's a jolly good fellow. Yo, furthermore, yo, fuck this Darrell Brooks nigga, bro. That ass, fuck that nigga.